It does feel that way, actually.
Yeah. I'm sure if you go to Diddy's house, it probably feels real weird. Probably feels weird walking around that house. Probably like, what happened here?
Yeah, J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend, and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0.
Diddy's name is trending again, but not because of another hit record or star-studded party. Oh no, it's way darker than that. We're diving into Fr3akoffs, blackmail, and a scandal so twisted it's shaking Hollywood. And now, Elon Musk is spilling tea about what really went down at these infamous parties. Spoiler, it's not pretty. But before we dig into the Fr3akoffs, let's get real. Diddy's carefully curated public image, the fun-loving mogul, doting dad, and king of lavish white parties, was never the whole story. For decades, whispers of his darker side swirled, but now it's all coming to light. So how did we go from ain't no party like a Diddy party to Diddy might be worse than Epstein? Let's unpack it. You might remember the Diddy who mentored young stars like Usher and Justin Bieber, hosted legendary soirees, and gave us some of the most iconic music moments. But behind the glittering facade was a man controlling a shadowy empire of manipulation, exploitation, and, allegedly, straight-up evil. And the thing is, he's been getting away with it for years. Whether it was because of his power, money, or the sheer fear he instilled in people, many stayed silent. Even celebrities who attended his parties often didn't know the full extent of what went on. Take Marlon Wayans, for example. He swears he never witnessed anything shady, despite attending numerous Diddy parties. I left early every time, he said. When did this stuff even happen? 3:32 a.m., like they waited for me to leave? But Marlon, sweetie, you leaving at 3:30 isn't exactly early. Now, let's talk about these Fr3akoffs, because wow, these weren't just wild after parties. According to court documents and eyewitness accounts, they were highly orchestrated, multi-day events involving drugs, coercion, and non-consensual acts. We're not talking about a wild night gone wrong. This was planned down to the last detail. Diddy's staff stocked hotel rooms with supplies like baby oil, personal lubricants, and lighting setups that made them look like film sets. Cameras were hidden everywhere, recording guests from angles they couldn't even see. One investigator described these setups as predatory playgrounds. And Diddy didn't just throw these parties in hotels. He reportedly even used his private island, cheekily dubbed Love Island, to host these events. Yes, the same place where he whisked unsuspecting guests for what they thought would be a tropical getaway. Now, you're probably wondering, how does Elon Musk fit into all this? Well, Elon's not directly involved, but his comments have added fuel to the fire. After years of rubbing elbows with celebs, he's hinted at seeing some seriously messed up stuff, particularly at Diddy's infamous gatherings. After news broke about Diddy's Fr3akoffs, Musk chimed in on X, formerly Twitter, dropping a cryptic, "How many people in music and entertainment knew about this?" sharing a Daily Mail article with the shocking headline that detailed accusations against Diddy, including essay and drink spiking. Musk might not have dropped names, but the timing of his cryptic posts, lining up with Diddy's legal troubles, has everyone connecting dots. Elon Musk is back stirring the pot, and his latest appearance on the Joe Rogan Experience had everyone clutching their pearls. From spilling tea about Diddy's scandalous freak-off parties to dropping J-Lo's name into the drama, Elon didn't hold back, and honestly, the way he laid it all out has left Hollywood scrambling. Let's kick things off with the obvious elephant in the room, Diddy's infamous parties.
It does feel that way, actually.
Yeah. I'm sure if you go to Diddy's house, it probably feels real weird. Probably feels weird walking around that house. Probably like, what happened here?
Yeah.
I bet there's some memories in that house. You know?
Sounds rough, man.
For years, these gatherings were hyped as the pinnacle of luxury. Champagne, A-listers, and music royalty all under one roof. But now, the rose-colored glasses are coming off, and it's looking more like something out of a true crime doc than a VIP bash. According to Elon and Rogan, these weren't just wild after-parties. They were reportedly orchestrated nightmares involving hidden cameras, coercion, and, disturbingly, underage victims. But here's where things get really messy. J-Lo's connection. Yep, Musk and Rogan dragged Jenny from the block into this swirling storm of allegations. As Diddy's ex and someone who's worked closely with him for years, the duo couldn't help but question how much she might have known. And the gag? They speculated her silence wasn't just a coincidence, especially considering how outspoken she's been about other issues.
It's just amazing how many people on the Diddy party list that are supporting Kamala, too.
Yeah, seriously. It's like insane.
Publicly, openly, all in.
Yes. It's like J-Lo was like his ex-girlfriend. and it's like now deciding she's like warning people against Trump. I'm like, well, wait a second. So how many people did she warn against Diddy?
Right.
Oh, 0. Okay.
Right.
Well,
oh, but the tea doesn't stop there. Rumors are swirling that J-Lo might appear in those confiscated tapes from Diddy's infamous raid, and it's got everyone raising their eyebrows. Could this be the real reason her split from Ben Affleck came out of nowhere? Musk and Rogan didn't confirm anything outright. But let's be real, the timing couldn't be more sus. Elon and Rogan didn't shy away from the bigger question: how did Diddy maintain such a chokehold on Hollywood for so long? The answer? Compromise, baby. Diddy's playbook sounds like something straight out of a gangster thriller. Lure people into sketchy situations, record them without their knowledge, and then use the receipts to keep them in line. Rogan even went as far as comparing Diddy's operation to Jeffrey Epstein's dark web of control, suggesting this wasn't just about power, it was about creating a whole system of leverage.
It seems like the Diddy thing was like an Epstein-type compromise deal, where he had, whether he was doing it himself, conceivably, people want to think that he's attached to some intelligence agency or something like that. I think he's a gangster who made $1 billion and knew how to control people by compromising them. That's what I think. Whether or not he had help, I don't know. Whether or not he shared some of that information with people so they knew they had compromising stuff on people, I don't know. But clearly he was doing it for his own jollies too. There was something sick about it.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets really uncomfortable. Musk pointed out that Diddy didn't operate in a vacuum. He claimed there had to be a network of enablers helping feed the machine.
But the thing is that people in the music and entertainment industry had to know that Diddy was like kids basically, and yet they still fed him kids. And like, where's the accountability?
There had to be rumors. There had to be.
They had to know.
And the kicker? Hollywood kept rolling out the red carpet for Diddy, even as rumors about his behavior swirled for years. The complicity is almost as shocking as the allegations themselves. Let's get into the tea that's really got Hollywood shaking: Diddy's rumored tapes. According to Musk and Rogan, these aren't just clips of wild parties. We're talking evidence of exploitation and manipulation. And the kicker? Word on the street is that these tapes are already floating around Tinseltown, making this mess even more disturbing.
Yeah. And what videos do they have of these people where they're willing to defend him, when they're willing to keep quiet about all this? Like how many people were compromised?
Yeah.
The whole thing is fucking crazy.
Crazy.
Now here's where it gets spicy. If these tapes are legit, Diddy's not going down alone. Big names could be dragged right into the scandal. Rogan even suggested that the reason so many celebs are suddenly keeping quiet or awkwardly cutting ties might have everything to do with these recordings. Sounds innocent enough, right? Not really. Almost immediately, people turned the spotlight back on Musk himself. Why? Because his connection to Diddy isn't as distant as he might want you to think. Turns out, Diddy wasn't just some random name in Elon's Rolodex. Back when Musk bought Twitter for a cool $44 billion, court documents revealed Diddy had invested a whopping $10 million into the platform. That's not just chump change. Musk even reportedly name-dropped Diddy during meetings, calling him a good friend to ease concerns about the platform's direction. Seems a little too friendly, right? But wait, there's more. The two were spotted hanging out at Dave Chappelle's comedy shows, and rumors are swirling about Diddy's infamous parties. While there's no confirmed evidence Musk attended these freak-offs, his name being dragged into the mix is raising a lot of eyebrows. If you thought Musk was the only celeb getting side-eyed, think again. Aubrey O'Day, former Danity Kane member and longtime Diddy critic, entered the chat. She retweeted Musk's comments, clapping back with, "Ask your friends, they will tell you." The full scope of Diddy's alleged crimes came to light when the feds raided his properties in 2024. What they uncovered was beyond disturbing: defaced firearms, stacks of cash, and over 700 adult items. But that's not the worst of it. They also found hard drives and videos containing footage of these freak-offs. According to investigators, some of these tapes involve high-profile figures. many of whom didn't even know they were being recorded. One source described the footage as damning. And let's not forget, this isn't the first time Diddy's been accused of using recordings as leverage. Allegedly, Diddy's MO was simple but sinister. Get people into compromising situations, record them without their consent, and then use the footage to keep them quiet. And if that didn't work, well, there are allegations that Diddy spiked drinks to get his way. Multiple people are now coming forward, revealing horrifying details. Take Adria Cherie English, for example. She filed a lawsuit claiming Diddy's parties weren't just wild, they were nightmares. According to her, bottles of liquor were laced with drugs, and female workers were encouraged to drink them. Then there's singer Nikki Heaton, who shared her own chilling encounter. At just 19, she claims Diddy and Kanye West gave her and her manager spiked drinks and acted predatory.
To join in, and immediately I'm like, there's something fucking in this drink. There's something in this drink. And I didn't know what to do.
Nikki said she pretended to sip her drink to avoid suspicion, but her manager wasn't so lucky.
But I wanted to tell her, I'm like, hey, don't drink this. There's something wrong with this. But I couldn't. So I reach for my phone and I start to type, and Kanye takes the phone out of my hands and he's like, who are you texting? Like, you don't need to text anyone. Like, we're having a party. And I was like, okay. And he like...
And it gets worse. Some attendees reported needing IV drips after multi-day freak-offs filled with cocktails. If that's not enough to make your stomach turn, remember this. All of it was being recorded. The scariest part, Hollywood knew, at least to some extent, but no one said a word. Why? Fear. Fear of losing their careers, reputations, and in some cases, their lives. Jaguar Wright, one of the first whistleblowers, alleged that Diddy was behind multiple suspicious deaths, including that of his ex, Kim Porter. Jaguar claims Kim was about to expose Diddy's secrets when she suddenly passed away under mysterious circumstances. Toxicology reports allegedly found poison in her system, but no charges were ever filed. Even now, as more people come forward, some are still hesitant to speak. One lawyer confirmed that tapes of these freak-offs are being shopped around Hollywood, but many fear the repercussions of going public. You ever notice how the moment someone tries to expose a powerful person, they suddenly get labeled as crazy? That's been Diddy's playbook for years. Just ask Jaguar Wright. She's been shouting from the rooftops for ages about Diddy's sinister side, only to be dismissed as unhinged. And if calling people crazy didn't work, Diddy had a backup plan: blackmail. We're not just talking about some minor dirt either. This man allegedly kept video evidence of everything. His victims, his parties, even his meetings with dangerous people. Why? Because control is the name of his game. Whether it was a pop star, an actor, or even a cartel member, Diddy always made sure he had the upper hand. Let's pause for a second and talk about Diddy allegedly messing with a cartel. Yes, you read that right. According to a lawsuit filed by Alfredo P. Gonzalez, a member of the infamous Kaloa cartel, Diddy tried to negotiate a deal involving underage boys and girls for a New York party in 2021. Alfredo says the cartel refused. Yes, even they had limits, but Diddy's team kept pushing. At one point, they allegedly invited Alfredo to attend the party himself to watch the show. And when Alfredo still said no, Diddy's crew reportedly doubled down, acting like they were untouchable. Who threatens a cartel like this? Apparently someone who thinks their power knows no bounds. A huge reason this whole house of cards is falling apart? Cassie. Diddy's former girlfriend and bad boy signee shocked the world in 2018 when she filed a lawsuit accusing him of physical mistreatment, and forcing her into horrifying situations. Cassie's bravery opened the floodgates, inspiring other survivors to come forward. Her case also shed light on Diddy's pattern of hiding what he did behind closed doors. She alleged he'd keep her locked in hotels to let her bruises heal, and even flew in a plastic surgeon to cover up the damage when he broke his ex-wife Kim Porter's nose. And let's not forget the footage of Diddy chasing Cassie out of a hotel, clad only in a towel, dragging her back by her hair. If you weren't convinced before, these images paint a chilling picture of his control. When attorneys Tony Busby and Andrew Van Arsdale put out a call for Diddy's to come forward, they were flooded with over 3,000 responses in just 10 days. That's not a typo. After vetting the claims, more than 120 lawsuits were filed in cities like Miami, Los Angeles, and New York. And the survivors' stories? Absolutely gut-wrenching. Ages ranged from adults in their late 30s to children as young as 9. These weren't one-off cases either. Many survivors described systematic abuse, drinking, and coercion spanning decades. Now, here's the question everyone's asking. Who else knew? Because there's no way Diddy pulled this off alone. Some names popping up are shocking. Justin Bieber, Megan Fox, even Prince Harry. Not every celebrity named is directly implicated. For example, Prince Harry was mentioned in connection with Diddy's A-list parties, but wasn't linked to any freak-offs. Megan Fox, on the other hand, deleted a suspicious number of Instagram posts in May 2024. Was she a victim? Possibly. Then there are people like Ashton Kutcher. Ashton co-hosted Diddy's infamous white parties and was even caught on camera chatting with underage girls on a tiny chat-like platform. While his team claims Ashton now regrets his friendship with Diddy, it's hard to ignore his shady connections, including ties to Danny Masterson and Scientology. Within days of Diddy's arrest, several high-profile executives suddenly resigned. Coincidence? Yeah, right. Kevin Liles of Warner Music, Kei Kobayashi from Warner Music Japan, and Randy Goodman from Sony Nashville all stepped down with suspiciously vague explanations. As if all this wasn't bad enough, rumors are swirling about black market tapes featuring some of Hollywood's biggest names. According to lawyers, these tapes are being shopped around, and one even reportedly includes a more high-profile figure than Diddy. The footage isn't just damning, it's horrifying. Claim Diddy's associates set up rooms like film sets, complete with cameras hidden in every corner. Guests who thought they were attending harmless parties often ended up being secretly recorded in compromising situations. Diddy's arrest has sent shockwaves through Hollywood, and it's clear this is only the beginning. More names will drop, more victims will speak out, and the truth will continue to unravel. But the real question is, will justice finally be served? This story is far from over, and you know there's more tea to spill. If you thought this was wild, wait until you see our next video. We're diving into the shocking connections between Diddy, the Kardashians, and some of Hollywood's darkest scandals. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned and let us know in the comments who you think is next to fall.